Hello world, Will White here, Pike Taylor Survival School. I want to bring you a tip. You may have seen it, maybe you haven't, but I want to show you a little thing I picked up from one of these, YouTube shorts. It's a good idea, but the application, they're always kind of funny to me. Opening scene is a guy in the woods with a box of crayons, a sterno, or a jet boil, box of crayons and tampons. Like who has that in the woods? It always just kind of tickled my brain. Like, why would you make a video like that? It's just not realistic. So I'm going to do my own version and actually show you how this would be done. Really, you'd prep this. You would do this at home. You wouldn't bring a box of tampons and candles and all the stuff into the woods to make a fire starter. And usually the videos are, all right, step one to make a fire starter is make a fire without that fire starter so you can make a fire starter from the fire you just made without a fire starter. It's just weird. It doesn't really make any sense to me. But today's video is on making a homemade fire starter that's waterproof, that you can take into the woods. It's very light and versatile. You can also use it to stop bleeding if you need to. So multifunctional, which is the key. Check it out. All you need is a box of tampons, light or regular flow, ideally just for size, and some old candles. Obviously heat in a container, like a metal can. Check it out. Probably about the size of a 50 cal bullet. So this can be used as gauze, especially for punctures. Pull this till it locks, then push this out. And here comes the product. And this is what we're looking for right here. Now, options, you can leave this on if you plan on using a lighter later, or cut it off if you choose not to. Putting a pan in here, filling it with hot water, heating the water, which also produces heat around the bottom of the container versus just the very bottom. So the bottom side perimeter versus just the bottom. In short, it'll accelerate the melting process of the wax, which is what I want. Once this wax is fully melted, I'm gonna drop some tampons in there, shake it around until they're completely covered in wax. Then I'm literally just gonna throw them in the snow. By the time it hits the snow, it should be pretty dry. Now, the reason I don't want to reach down there and grab these is because you'll pinch them and they end up actually swelling up like some of these actually are. So. Just to show you, you can see they're not swelling up, which means they are waterproof. So that's first indicator, did you seal it well enough? If these start swelling up immediately, you didn't get a good seal. But I don't want to leave it on the hot water too long because it'll melt the wax. I'm going to cool it here for a second and then show you how effective this is. Now, if you happen to have a lighter, which you should always have when you're in the woods, you can just light this. That's going to take a while, so I'm actually going to try something a little different today that I've never tried. I'm actually going to wrap this around here, which will help accelerate the process. Because while this wick is burning, it's going to heat the rest of my little fire starter. But I'm going to go ahead and break this. Yeah, it's frozen. Wow, it's still frozen. You can see my hands. Oh, good Lord, it's cold. Nope. Oh, still stayed. Doesn't look like there's anything going on, but things are happening. I'm just going to compress my lighter. You can see we still do have a flame. It's just hard to see. Slow to start, but effective still. And this will help you in colder, wetter environments where all your kindling and tinder is damp. So this is basically a prolonged heat source. So it's going to take a while for it to fully ignite, which will give you more time to dry the tinder you're putting on top of it. I'm going to get this guy and go spark. I'm noticing on the first one on the top, since it wasn't broken apart, it's burning a lot slower, so therefore a lot longer, which I like. Versus the other one, I just lit it, and it appears as if it's out. So, learning lessons. This is actually better. Stay alive as long as you can, right? Don't forget to share this with some friends. I know you got some friends that would enjoy seeing this. Share it with them. Do them a favor. Teach them something new. As I was editing this video, I realized, yes, the one with the wick that you didn't break open worked much better, but you have to have a lighter for it, right? But for the ferro rod to work, you gotta crush this and expose the insides. So let's go in between and find, I'm gonna experiment right here, right now. All I'm gonna do, I don't really care actually about the wick. This is more about how to set this up for ignition. So I'm just gonna come to this rock. What I'm gonna do is just score the crap out of it, break it up really good. That way I can expose the insides, but keep the rest of this as one like strong piece. So we can get kind of the best of both worlds. So I still have a solid object that's not gonna burn really fast. And I can do it with the ferro rod, which means I can also do it with lighter. So I'm just gonna fluff this. Again, this one's experimental. Let's find out. Let's try it again, just to see what will happen. That's awesome.